2 words, jury. And that is the whole case tonight. There is a video circulating titled, "Dr. Fauci Facing Prison Over Refusing to Testify Before Congress." And I am not going to tell you it invented an event, because it did not. There was a hearing, he was there, and something real happened. But 2 specific words in that sentence are carrying weight the record will not support, and I want to take them one at a time. The first word is refusing. Here's what happened at Wednesday's hearing of the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee. Anthony Fauci invoked his Fifth Amendment right more than 100 times. Now, invoking the Fifth is not refusing to testify. It is the specific, lawful thing the Constitution provides for a witness whose lawyer has told him not to answer. A witness who simply refuses is in an entirely different legal position, and that distinction is not pedantry, jury. It is precisely why what happens next is contested instead of automatic. The second word is prison. So let us count what actually stands between this man and a cell, because the thumbnail skipped the arithmetic. What Senator Rand Paul has scheduled for August the 5th is a committee vote on a resolution to hold Fauci in contempt of Congress. That is Gate 1. Then the full chamber has to take it up, which is Gate 2. Then a United States attorney has to decide whether to bring charges at all, and that is an executive branch decision that is routinely declined in congressional contempt referrals. Gate 3. And then a jury has to convict. Gate 4. 4 separate decisions, and 3 of them are made by people who do not sit on that committee. Now, cross-examination, because Senator Paul is not making this up either, and his argument deserves to be stated properly rather than waved at. President Biden pardoned Fauci for any federal offenses arising out of his government service between 2014 and January the 20th, 2025. Paul's position is that the pardon removes the very exposure the Fifth Amendment exists to protect you from. In his words, "You don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment because you've been pardoned, as you very well know." And I will tell you plainly, that is a genuinely unsettled question of law, and it is not a stupid one. Whether a pardon strips the privilege is exactly the kind of thing that gets litigated for years. So the honest position is that Paul has a real argument about the Fifth Amendment. What he does not have is a man facing prison. Those are 2 different sentences, and only one of them fits on a thumbnail. A former federal prosecutor named Nima Rahmani gave the assessment that holds both halves of this at once, and I think it is the fairest sentence anybody has said about it. Legally, he played it perfectly. Now, politically, obviously, this is a disaster. Both things are true. He did the lawful thing, and it looks terrible, and looking terrible is not a crime. Rahmani also named the one mechanism that would actually produce testimony here, which is a grant of immunity. That is Congress's only real route to compel answers from a witness taking the Fifth. She called it a likely political non-starter. Verdict. On refusing, false. He invoked a right. And the whole reason this is complicated is that he invoked it correctly. On prison, unsupported. There is a committee vote scheduled for August the 5th and 4 gates after it, 3 of which are controlled by people with no stake in that committee's politics. Who benefits, jury? A title that converts a scheduled procedural vote into an imminent jail cell, because a real unsettled question about whether a pardon defeats the Fifth Amendment is genuinely interesting and completely unshareable. The actual story is a constitutional puzzle. The thumbnail needed a perp walk. This court is adjourned. I'm Madeline, and this is Pixel Politics.